Set up. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining the broadcast. I appreciate it. I hope everybody's doing well today. Again, I want to thank everyone for tuning into the broadcast. I appreciate it. I hope everybody's doing well today. Though I am broadcasting to kill time and crocheting. I broadcast mainly to talk with people, so welcome to the live. I'm open to any conversations you might want to have. Well, most conversations you might want to have. Shouldn't say any. People can be weird, especially on the internet. So, open to most conversations. While I sit here and crochet a reindeer. This is how much of the reindeer we've gotten done so far. Hoping to finish off the base of it today. All the stuff I gotta add I still gotta work on, but hopefully we can get the base done. Just in case I haven't said it since you've joined the broadcast, thank you for joining the broadcast. I appreciate it. Hope everybody's doing well today. Don't really have anything particular to talk about. Hello, hey sir. Thanks for joining the broadcast. How you doing today? Guess it's gonna be a quiet stream today. Can't really think of anything particular to talk about. Doesn't seem like we got any talkers yet today. Hey sir, hey sir. Not sure how it's pronounced. Said hi, but that's it. There's a good chunk of people who do ever comment. Say most of the time they just say hi and then they're gone. I don't know if they don't like my response, or if they're just saying hi to say hi, or to like just try and up my engagement so more people see, or what. Get a lot of highs with no follow-throughs, which is not a big deal. I appreciate anybody taking their time to say hi, even if that's all they do and then they leave. Hello, Michael. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing well today. How's your day been? Somebody's giving me hearts. I appreciate that. Glad to hear it. We just finished a round on my reindeer here, so now I gotta count the stitches to make sure I did it right. Yep, we did it right. On to the next round. Glad to hear your day's not too bad. Though I am crocheting and basically killing time until my lady gets out of physical therapy. The main reason I go live on YouTube is to talk with people. So I'm open to most conversations. Today, unfortunately. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm glad to hear that with something as bad as that happening, you're still just having a not too bad of a day. It's I'm sure that's really hard. Most people know what death is like, but back in November, my brother had a really bad asthma attack and his heart stopped, so his brain stopped getting oxygen. Luckily, he survived, but now he has to relearn how to use his entire body. So yeah, I definitely get the tough feelings that hardship in a family can, you know, push on to oneself. So I'm sorry that you're going through that. I hope, best of recovery as one can when they lose somebody. As much as cliche as it is, time will help. Alright, so this is what we're crocheting while we kill time while my lady's in physical therapy. This is what we've gotten done so far. It is time to add the eyeballs. I come with this little white piece that clips it in. The instructions say it should be between round 6 and 7. So, get myself some more yarn here. So, we got to count from the top down to the 6th or 7th round, because that was just the 15th round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, now I always like to double count just to be sure. Because, yeah, doesn't matter if I do put it in the wrong line all that much. I can generally crochet to fix it. Still like to try and be even. If I can get this eye to actually go through the stitch. For whatever reason, I can't seem to get the eyeball to go on. There we go. Took a minute, but we got it, I think. It's kind of down there. Oh, you were not bothering me at all. I appreciate having somebody to talk to, but I definitely get you on, have some time to yourself. I hope your day gets better. I hope your walk is very nice. And yeah, hopefully I see you on one of my future streams. I appreciate you popping in. We'll hopefully talk to you soon. Gotta count stitches between the eyes. I think it's supposed to be 6 stitches between them. Yeah. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go right there. Hey, what's up, dogs? Thanks for joining. And if my counter there should be believed, looks like you're the only person here. I'm doing all right. Can't complain. How's your day going? Girlfriend's at physical therapy once again, so we're crocheting in the car, making this guy. We have got a chunk of him done. He's got a little body, got the eyeballs in. I need a drink of water. Let's see here. Look at the directions. See what I'm doing next. Okay. For the next round, the pattern calls for a single crochet stitch and then a decrease stitch 8 times. We have 16 stitches now. We want to end up with 8. What is that beeping I'm hearing? Whatever it was, it's gone now. Definitely get that. We actually did the same thing earlier today after my doctor's appointment before physical therapy. We're heading up to the rehab after this, so, we won't get to relax in that way for a while yet. Get that. So let's see, I got up about 9 o'clock. I ate a bowl of cereal. watched some Spider-Man and crocheted for a little bit. At that point, I had to get my lady up. Got her up. We hung out, bullshitted for a bit. She had an appointment at 11:30. I decided to skip it to do some cleaning. So that doesn't seem right. Because it's not. Totally just messed my crochet up. Yeah, I did some cleaning. I'm telling you, man, we're the same person. Then I had an appointment at 1:45 with my neurologist. I have a pinched nerve in my neck and 2 pinched nerves in my back. It's theorized that's happened because of my cerebral palsy and because for a very long time, my right leg's 2 inches shorter than my left leg. For a long time, I didn't have the proper shoes, so I was walking misaligned, and that's more than likely when the pinched nerves happened. But I gotta get, like, I counted it, what was it? It was like 26 or 28 shots. I get like 14 in my neck, and then, or no, I get like 12 in my neck, and then 14 in my back. Helps with the pain for the most part, I feel. He then wanted me to schedule an EEG because it's been like a year and a half since we've done one. It's just something he likes to do because I have cerebral palsy. Likes to check on my brain waves and things like that. Then well, technically before that appointment, we went and got breakfast. Well, got her breakfast, me lunch technically. Then we went to that appointment, and then we, in the process of cleaning, I put some laundry in the washer. I had to go put it in the dryer. So we went back home, killed some more time. We had to swing by her dad's house on the way to physical therapy. And then, yeah, now we're at physical therapy. She started at 4 o'clock, so she'll be coming out around 5:30, depending on everything that she does today, how long her therapist takes to like stretch her out, things like that. And then, yeah, it's up to the rehab once again. Then we'll be there till about 9 o'clock. And then, yeah, we'll go back to the house and try and relax for a bit before bed. And then tomorrow she works, so I'll have a bit more free time. And I haven't decided if I'm actually going to or not, but I have been thinking about trying to get back into actually like creating content and releasing it. It is 4:17, so you're an hour behind me. So when I was getting up at 9, it was 8 for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is 12. Ew. I did that last week a couple of times. That's no fun. Well, I guess technically it was one day last week and then one day the week before. Yeah. Have had some trouble sleeping with all the stress and whatnot. On top of, there's been a couple of days like the way things were planned out. Um, I just had to skip taking my antidepressant because it is the whole reason why I sleep. And I needed to get up super early. I didn't want to sleep through my alarm, so I just didn't take it. And so I just didn't sleep at all. Uh, no, I know what you mean. There's a high chance you might have something like insomnia. It is a more prevalent thing these days than it used to be. A lot of people blame it towards technology. Um, yeah, I would say might want to go to a doctor, get a referral to a sleep doctor. Because, yeah, a big part of why I don't sleep is because of like pain and things because of my cerebral palsy. That's why I have the particular antidepressant that I do. Um, but like my girlfriend's been pushing me for the last like 3 or 4 months real hard that I should get like a sleep study done to actually be diagnosed with insomnia to then, try and actually do something about it past just I have an antidepressant that's supposed to help me sleep. And it's better to figure out sleeping issues when you're younger. Um, Not for one because of your health. If you sleep better, you live longer. Uh, but yeah, as you get older, your body actually needs less sleep. And it's part of the reason why like old people don't sleep as much as young people. And yeah, you'll regret those days of not sleeping. Not really though. I don't ever. I do think I should get more sleep, but I also don't like sleeping. I feel it takes up too much of our time. It's like on average, a person sleeps like a third of their life. Um, that's way too much of my life, just me being unconscious. So that's also part of the reason why I don't sleep well, is because I've pretty much wired my brain to not want to sleep because I don't want to sleep. Yeah, they got this round done. I believe it's supposed to have 16 stitches. Let's see. It's got 16 stitches. Alright. Yeah, stress is why I'm hoping for a dentist appointment soon because I've ground my teeth down from stress. um, Thank you. Yeah, no, it's coming out well. I gotta now stuff it. Um, Stay on top of going to the dentist. I say this to every single person, old people, young people, people my age. Go to the dentist, man, regularly. Brush your teeth, floss, do what you have to take care of your teeth. Your teeth are very connected to your health. They matter a whole bunch. They help with your self-esteem. Um, and if you don't take care of them, you end up in dentures, and then you can't eat certain things, and like gum isn't really an option. Now, anything you can't like eat, such as gum and things like that, you can totally use adhesive to keep your dentures in place to be able to eat or chew these things. Um, but yeah, that costs money, and most people who have to get dentures generally don't have the money for just, you know, constantly putting their teeth in because you got to, if you do it right, your teeth should fit in. Can't tell, but I have fake teeth because I never took care of mine, ever. I do now, have for the last little under a decade. Um, that's probably closer to like 6 or 7 years, not under a decade. But yeah, a good chunk of my life, I didn't really take care of my teeth because of my depression and anxiety. Um, no, same. That was a big problem with me. Is on my mom's side, the teeth are just horrid. Not even like people not taking care of it. Their genetics are just crap. Um, my mom, she doesn't have dentures, but she's had a majority of her teeth pulled out by this point. My grandma had dentures by the time she was my age. I'm 32. Um, so did her husband, my grandpa, except for his was like 38, give or take some time. And I honestly, those numbers might be a bit wrong on the ages because that stuff doesn't really matter for me to like save the information in my brain. Just the reference of, my family does have bad teeth. And then the bad luck of, having depression, as well as my parents not being the most, what's the word, studious parents. They didn't press as hard as they should. And some of the things they should have forced like me and my brothers to do growing up, like doing everything of taking care of our teeth. Like I only brush my teeth once a day. Sometimes I go like 2 or 3 days without brushing my teeth. um, and yeah, you should brush your teeth at least twice a day. Fucking floss almost every single day, if not every day. um, right now, and there's like definitely is not something to be afraid about. Yeah, no. And dude, that's something that I like absolutely hate. Sorry that I was gone for so long, Brother in the rehab, so he was just we'll talk about that in a second. I want to talk about what you just said. It's it shouldn't be. Having a dentist and going to the dentist shouldn't be a luxury for anybody. Just like all other medical care, that should just be a given because you're alive and you need these things. Like it especially if not to start going all political, but if RFK does become the like head of health, like he wants to take fluoride out of the water because he's like, oh no, it's bad for people. It's gonna make people's teeth worse, so much worse. Like it's especially with the way the world is right now and how expensive like healthy things are. So families are relying more on processed things. It's not going to be good. I feel bad. I was gone for a minute. I kind of think that's what happened. Pretty sure this here number right here is at 0. That's what it's showing on my screen. So I'm guessing nobody's here because I was gone for too long. I do apologize about that. What was that? My screen just like blipped. But I'm still live. Everything's working. Yeah, no, it's so he called because he wanted to touch base with apparently the um, director of nurses. That's her name. The director of nurses and his social worker. I do quotes because since he's been in this place for a little over a month now, I think. It's like literally like 2 days over a month or something like that. Might be like 2 days under a month. It's about a month. Doesn't really matter. Semantics. Um, they came in to confirm with him and have him like confirm on paperwork that he's okay with taking the medicine they've been giving him for the last 3 weeks. So he was calling me to tell me how bizarre, because he knew that I was coming up next. He is like, yeah, man, they came in and I thought they wanted to like talk about my discharge because he's leaving this place. They do. It's this place is so shady, and like they kind of tried to screw our family to a certain extent. Like, um, we think they're negligent to most of their clients because they've been kind of negligent with my brother, and like probably 18 out of the 24 hours of the day we've had somebody up there with him, and we've still ran into parts of, and I understand, as does most of my family, that this particular industry is very taxed when it comes to nurses and CNAs and things like that. Which they're not even CNAs; they're RCAs, registered certified or registered care caring something, or a fake title that doesn't seem very real. Um, but yeah, when we got there, we were like told that, hey, he's going to be going into disenrollment in the emergency Medicaid that he got put on when this accident happened. No, completely. Like the hospital he was at, which I don't even want to talk about that. But like, so they were like, yeah, he's going to be going into disenrollment. So you guys got to, take steps to do something about it, which we have been. But some of the steps we needed to take, we needed like his primary doctor to do something and his social worker to do something. His social worker has moved 3 different times. And I don't mean like she's moved to like different parts of the building. We've had 3 different social workers from this building, like 3 different names. Um, oh no, my crochet fell. Um, and so we're getting like tons of different information from this place. Like they told us about the disenrollment, and because his primary is taking a long time to get back to us, as well as the social workers, because we've changed social workers, so they're like, yeah, no, I don't have the information you're talking about, which that's just, it's a whole thing. But they now, and I heard my sister-in-law on the phone with them yesterday about this, because her and my oldest brother have been the greatest human beings on the planet and taken a very large step in trying to help Chad in this, on top of them both having full-time jobs that take hours of their free, like not the working in the office hours, because my brother's a lawyer and she works in the schools, so they work outside the regular hours, and on top of that, handling all the like heavy things when it comes to my brother. Like, I'm trying to help with the day-to-day things, but when it comes to like paperwork and things like that, it's them and my dad handling that stuff. um, but yeah, she was on the phone with like the head administrator yesterday, and that's who we talked to a month ago, and she warned that the insurance might run out and we got to take steps. And we were like, well, what happens if we don't get to the certain steps by then? Because everybody knows Medicaid is not the most like quick process to try and get. And she like told us that it was fine, and they're not going to just be kicking him right out, and there will be some time while we figure it out, and when we get it reinstated, it'll just retroact. um, that's what she implied to us. What she told my sister-in-law yesterday on the phone was the only way he's staying in this place is if we can come up with $9,000 by the second. We got told this yesterday evening. And so now which we my sister-in-law reached out to a couple of different people, and we've found out we can contest that as well as claim unsafe discharge, because my brother can't do anything for it. Well, he can move his arms a bit now, but he can like change the channel, and he can eat like small pieces of candy with his hand, like slowly like biting it out of his hand, but he can't take care of himself. So it's called a unsafe discharge. So we got to fight and push that it's an unsafe discharge, so they don't just throw him out. Um, Now that I took a second, I want to see what you said. Oh my God. That's. Oh, jeez. I have heard of horror stories like that, though. Go to the doctor and they give you like some basic, like acid reflux, and then it turns out 3 months later that you have, or 6 months later, or however longer, that it wasn't acid reflux you were fighting. It's actually cancer was eating away at your body and your body reacting to it. No, and I feel like that can happen in any medical system because, it's all humans, but 100% the way that a majority of the healthcare system is done in our country. If I could choose to just die at home and not have to go through the whole process like what my brother's been going through, I'd probably choose to just die at home. Um, obviously in reality, I don't know what I would do in that kind of position. That's something you can't really empathize with. Like my grandpa's had cancer. I've known a couple of people who've gotten it, but I've been real fortunate when it comes to like my siblings and cousins and like parents, aunts and uncles. Hasn't really hit any of them. Um, been pretty lucky on that front. Oh yeah, 100%. The healthcare system in our country is, and again, not to get political, but I'm real worried about how bad it's going to get, especially for people like me, my lady, now my brother Chad, um, who, with the progress he made, and as long as we can get him into a better facility that's more equipped to do the things he needs, like, right now he gets 30 minutes of PT every day, which he doesn't even get it every day. But yeah, him being 34 years old, he should be getting PT every day for 2 to 3 hours. And if he was, I think he would be way closer to doing the things for himself, like feeding himself and being able to go and walk to a toilet to go to the bathroom instead of, having to be in a diaper. Um, but yeah, it's because dollars are more important than people. Our system is, you know, screwing the people that are like the worst off. It's poor people who can't afford for their insurance not to cover things because it's 10th, like one of the shots my girlfriend gets every 3 months to help with her Crohn's is $33,000. If she didn't get Medicaid, we'd never be able to pay for that medicine. Not even once. That $33,000 would just destroy us to just like need to come up with, which luckily this particular medicine, I feel it is 100% necessary for her. It technically is like what they call quality of life medicine. She's not going to die without it. Her life is a bit harder, but that's what it boils down to. Her life is just a bit harder. How, like our medical system and legalities would look at it. Since it's not a necessity, they're not going to want to pay for something that's $33,000 a year 4 times a year. Like I'm really afraid they're going to take that away from her. Um, she got on it right before we met, so I've never had her be in the hospital for a week. But apparently, before she got on it, she would spend at least, 1 to 2 weeks in the hospital every 2 months. Um, and it would either, be like a week each time, or I'm pretty sure she said she's had a couple times where she's there for literally 14 days because her body is just her Crohn's is basically just fighting her in any and every sense that it can. Dude, right, my brother's insulin. Dude, right. My oldest brother, he has diabetes and needs insulin. It's crazy how expensive it is. Luckily, he's a lawyer at a firm, so he has insurance and he does get help. But it's still, he's paying like a, he hasn't ever told me directly, just implied. It's at least a few $100s for his insulin every time he gets it, which is insane. Like insulin, like you said, if somebody needs insulin, they need insulin. It's one of the most important things for them to have. And I appreciate you saying, calling me the most human person. I really appreciate that. That's an awesome compliment to give someone. Like that's, thank you so much. No, that's an issue that I kind of have with a lot of humans is we look at ourselves above animals, like we're a different thing from animals, and when we say animals, we mean everything else. Like we don't fall into the category of animals. We technically are animals. We're very intelligent animals, but we are animals. And yeah, no, it's crazy how, you know, it's dollars over people, man, and it's just going to become worse. It's another thing that like just keeps stressing me out is everything going on in the world, not even what's just going on with my brother. On top of that, everything that's going on in the world, I'm terrified. Not truly in the sense of, constant fear, but, and when it comes down to it, though I might lose some stuff, I probably am not one of the people who will be completely devastated by the future that might come to be in America. Since I was born disabled, things like social programs are given to me a bit easier than it is other people because I have paper trail for my entire life of me having this. So it's really hard for them to dispute me not having it. But like my girlfriend, she just became disabled like 8 years ago, I think, something like that. My brother Chad became disabled 3 months ago. He's the one who I'm like truly afraid about because his age, and it's a good thing all the progress he's made, but they could totally, like the insurance say, oh well, he's made good progress in the facility he's in, so just stay there, even though, like, yeah, he's made progress, but it's not the progress he could make as a 34-year-old man. That place is set up to do rehab for older people. Like the next youngest person I've seen there is like 50. Um, there's totally could. I haven't walked around the entire building. Me and Chad have taken walks, but and I haven't seen every patient. Majority of the patients though are all at youngest like 45, and that's me being generous. They all look older than that. This place is set up for older people to get rehab or are possibly permanently there. I'm not really sure how this place does like every client and everything. They might have full on just people that are going to be living there for the rest of their life or not. I have no idea. Um, but yeah, he's in a facility that isn't, I mean, it is helping, but it's not helping the way it should. So we're all kind of afraid that, the insurance, because again, why would they want to spend more money to put him somewhere that's going to do more for him when he's apparently making progress there? They won't need to spend that money. Why would they spend that money? So yeah, it's just crazy. And I don't remember where you said you were from. I think it started with an I. I could be wrong. I want to say Iowa. But I'm luckily in a bluer state. So that's also a thing I have a bit more like luck about with all the decisions and things like that is we're a bit of a bluer state. So there are certain things that aren't as likely to go on the chopping block. But though it's me, my lady, and my brother who I'm most worried about when it comes to disabled people. They're not the only disabled people I'm worried about. I worry about, and disabled people aren't the only people I do worry about. They're just, the group I'm a part of, so I do worry a bit more about them. I'm a bit more aware of what, disabled people go through because I've gone through it, that whole bit. Um, but yeah, I'm worried about a bunch of marginalized communities in the future of our country. Um, just in the week and a half that Trump has existed, some of the things he's just suggesting, because that's what executive orders, for the most part, depending on the order itself, are. But, I feel like most of the executive orders are building blocks. They're not actually, he's not putting them out to get them done right now. He's putting them out so that they can build on it. Like, hey, here's this idea. Now they start figuring out how they get that idea to implement while not breaking any checks and balances so it doesn't get stopped the way that it should. Like, the inclusionary programs that the government is trying to do away with now that a lot of people need. Like, my girlfriend, she only works 8 hours a week, 2 shifts, because that's all she can do. Dollar Tree, if they do fully take away, certain protections, Dollar Tree can then fire her because she doesn't work enough. And though it's only, like a couple $100 each paycheck, so it's like $100 a week or something like that. It's, I don't even think it's $100. I think it's like $93 a week or something. It's not much money, but it's a little bit of money. It helps us get through a little bit easier. And yeah, it would, plus she enjoys doing it. She enjoys getting to go, she enjoys some of her coworkers a lot, um, as well as some of her bosses. She enjoys the work itself because she's a cashier. She enjoys interacting with people and talking with them. So it's, um, yeah, it's worried about the choices they're making. Now that happens, man. I appreciate you coming into this live once again and talking with me. Like I said, I always enjoy having somebody to talk with. It makes it go by faster. Like, didn't realize it's been 50 minutes. Probably means my girlfriend might be coming out soon. Like I said, my girlfriend, it's anywhere between, like 55 minutes to an hour and a half is how long her physical therapy usually takes. It all depends on just how quickly she moves that day, how bogged down her physical therapist might be to stretch her out, how long she decides to do like heat or ice or whatever she decides to do that day on her body. It's one of the things that I am taught by the Wobbles. That's the company I get my crocheting from. I want to make these like flat bits of cotton to layer your crochets with. It makes them have the proper like shape. That's what they taught me. I honestly don't really stick with that. I do it for the first few bits, and then because I don't really mind the shape being off a bit, just like I don't mind the design being off a bit because I happen to pull some of my stitches too tight so it doesn't go exactly the way it is, or because my right hand loses the tightness of the yarn, this one of the stitches come out to be a bit loose, so then it looks a bit different. I don't really mind any of that. I consider it my own little like, twist to it, because yeah, like I said, it's a pre-made thing. They give you directions on how to do it, and then it comes out looking like this. As long as you follow the directions exactly, this is what you get, which is cool. I don't mind it not being exactly like that. You know, who don't like to be a little bit original in things? Well, no, man, don't feel bad for it. It is never, oh, other people are going through worse, so what you're going through doesn't matter. Nope, not definitely not in my eyes. There are people who have tried to push that. I'm sure you've had older people push that on you. I've had older people push that on me when I was growing up and stuff. Um, but it there's a meme I feel that illustrates it really well. It's two dogs standing there. They're both covered in mud. One's a small dog, one's a big dog, and it's, you never know what somebody's going through. It's not the same for everybody in the sense of, one mud puddle that's nothing to a big dog is a lot to a small dog. Everybody's going through their own thing. There is no proper way to do things. But here comes my love. So sadly, we're going to have to call it. Once again, dogs, I really appreciate you joining me. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Check out my other content. If you enjoy it, throw me likes and follows. Check me out on my next live. Think that's everything. So remember, try to be kind out there.